Greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to USDA's Advanced Biofuel Payment Program Updates video. My name is Lisa Nodi, and I'll be walking through the presentation with you. In this video, we will be covering a brief overview of the Advanced Biofuel Payment Program. We'll talk about the funds that are associated with it, key changes and new definitions, applications, contracts, pay requests, specifically as they relate to fiscal year 2019 and 2020, and resources where additional information can be obtained. The Advanced Biofuel Payment Program was first authorized in the Food Conservation and Energy Act of 2008. It was reauthorized in the Agriculture Act of 2014 and then reauthorized again in the Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018, where it was funded at a level of up to $7 million for fiscal year 2019 through 2023. It also made some fundamental changes to the payment provisions. Because of the changes outlined in the 2018 Farm Bill, USDA needed to rewrite the regulation that governed the program so that the program was not opened for fiscal year 2019. The rules have been rewritten and were published in the Federal Register on December 27th, and the program is open for enrollment for fiscal year 2019 and 2020. Some of the key changes to the final rule are moving away from a two-tier payment structure to a single tier, moving away from bonuses and discounts to a payment based on actual production, statutory equitable distribution of payments, including capping payments to producers who meet the definition of large to 5%, imposing a commodity limitation, which translates to not more than 1/3 of available funds to be paid to any one advanced biofuel producer from any one commodity. Individual producer limitation of 8%, so that the maximum available to any one producer will be 8%. Commodity used in production of advanced biofuel became key to the program. Another key change is advanced biofuel produced under bailment or toll arrangements is no longer eligible. New definitions for bailment, third-party production, and toll production. Wood chips or hog chips are no longer eligible under the new definition of derived. The 2018 Farm Bill funded the program up to $7 million. Assuming that we had the full $7 million, that would equate to $1,750,000 per quarter. A commodity limit of 1/3 would equate to $583,333 per quarter. Large producers would have $350,000 available to them. Individual producer limit at 8% would be $560,000. Now we'll start looking at some of the definitions that we've been making reference to. Advanced biofuel, a fuel that is derived from a renewable biomass other than corn kernel starch. A large producer, an advanced biofuel producer which in the prior fiscal year produced more than 150 million gallons of liquid biofuel. Includes the advanced biofuel at all facilities in the United States in which the producer and or its parent company have a 50% or greater ownership. Commodity, renewable biomass other than corn kernel starch used as feedstock from which to produce advanced biofuel. Eligible renewable biomass is organized into the following categories. Title I grains and oil seeds, including wheat, grain, sorghum, barley, oats, rice, sugars, starches, soybeans, sunflower seed, rapeseed, canola, safflower, flaxseed, mustard, cranberry, sesame, and peanuts. Other oil seeds and nuts, including cottonseed, palm, camelina, coconut, olive, and algae. Cellulosic commodity grown for energy purposes such as hybrid poplar and other energy trees, switchgrasses and other energy grasses, cellulose, hemicellulose, or lignin. Waste material, including crop residue other than vegetative waste material, animal manure, food waste, and yard waste. Fats, oils, and greases derived from an agricultural product, including recycled fats, oils, and greases, such as used cooking oil and reclaimed industrial-grade distiller's corn, tallow, white grease, yellow grease, and other livestock offerings. any animal byproduct, in addition to those listed in oils, fats, and greases that may be used to produce bioenergy. So all in all, there are 22 commodity groups. Derived, a process that creates a physical or chemical or biological change in renewable biomass. Examples of physical change include processing energy grasses or woody biomass into pellets. An example of a biological change would be anaerobic digestion of livestock manure into biogas. Chemical change, fatty acid, methyl ester processing of fats, oils, and greases into biodiesel, or torrefaction of woody biomass into fuel, solid fuel. To qualify as an advanced biofuel, a minimum of one change, physical, chemical, or biological, must occur to the feedstock. The activity of collection, baling, bundling, chopping, or chipping are not considered advanced biofuel production. Final product, a product of a biorefinery that is ready for sale or distribution without further processing. Bailment, third-party production, toll production, all defined terms that relate to third-party production. So moving on into the application stage. Typically, enrollment applications are filed during the month of October, but because the program was still in the process of being updated, it was opened up on December 18th and has a 60-day application window. The vehicle used for that announcement was the Notice of Contact Proposals that was published in the Federal Register on December 18th. The enrollment period is now open for enrolling for both fiscal year 19 and 20. Producers will need a separate enrollment application and certification for each year. There are some supporting documentation documents and forms that are needed to be filed with the application. There's a 1940Q certification, a lobbying disclosure, an assurance agreement, and an ACH document to ensure that the payments are directed into the proper bank account. The NOCP opened up the enrollment application for both fiscal year 19 and 20. A separate application and certification are required for each year. It is important that the enrollment application is the updated version. In the upper left-hand corner of page 1, there should be a revision date that relates to 2019 in it. If it says 2011 or 11 rather than 19, then we need to get you an updated form. There's also enrollment certifications that are specific to both fiscal year 19 and 20. File the applications where the producer's headquarters are located. We have a number of producers who have headquarters located in different states than the facilities are located in, so they need to be filed where the headquarters are located. So now we'll take a look at the application. On page 1, the first table, you'll see just some basic identifying information. And then page 2 gets into the specifics on the biorefinery itself, the facility. So the facility number, if we have multiple facilities, you'd put facility number 1, facility number 2 would go on its own table, but the identifying the facility, the name of the facility, what advanced biofuel is produced at the facility. So for column C, we're going to go down to page 3, and we should be set up that we can copy the advanced biofuel and paste it right up into the cell. Column D is going to list the commodities that are expected to be used in the production of the advanced biofuel throughout the year. So it's a projection. And again, it's going to relate to the table on page 3, only on this time on the right-hand side. So again, it should be set up that you should be able to just copy it and paste it right up to the table. The address of the facility, the county it's located, the registration number, and the physical form of the advanced biofuel, solid, liquid, or gas. Prior year production information, the amount of advanced biofuel produced in the prior fiscal year, and the unit of measure. And then you should be ready to, page Page 4 is going to collect some information as it relates to the determination of large producers. If there's any facilities that the producer has an interest in or parent companies have an interest in, we need to be able to have that information identified. So if there's none, you're going to check none. If there's some, check the second box, and then list the name of the advanced biorefinery that there's a 50% or more ownership relationship in, its address, the type of advanced biofuel that it produces, and the amount produced in the prior fiscal year. Again, that's to assess whether we have a large producer or not. And then sign it and submit it to the agency. If you have any questions or need any guidance, there should be a state contact that you've been working with. If not, or they're not available, please reach out to Tony or I. Our contact information is on the last slide. A couple of slides as they relate to contracts. Producers who enrolled in the program in fiscal year 20 have contracts in place, and those contracts will be renewed or rolled forward. No exchange of new contracts is required. The existing contracts will stay in place. If you are new to the program, then there will be a contract. Once we've determined that a producer is eligible, then a contract will be sent for the producer's signature. Once it's received back by USDA, the appropriate USDA official will sign off, and a valid contract will be put in place. And this will stay in place as long as the producer continues to participate or it's terminated. So moving on to payment requests. For fiscal year 2019, all 4 payment requests need to be submitted with the enrollment application, all before February 18th. Payment request should include the payment request form. Again, make sure that it's the proper form with the 2019 date in it. In the upper left-hand corner, if it has the 2011, then we need to get you an updated form. And along with the pay request needs to come the supporting documentation. For fiscal year 20, quarter one pay request needs to be submitted with the application, again, prior to February 18th. And then quarter 2 for January, February, March production will be due at the end of April, and then we'll resume the normal scheduling. For fiscal year 2021, we should be back on the regular schedule, where quarter 1 for October through December production is due the end of January, and then so on. That's what we've had normally. So the things you want to make sure of, key items to watch for, be sure that you're filing your pay request by the established due date. Be sure that the documentation supports the amount of production listed in the pay request. And be sure that the pay request clearly supports which commodity or commodities from which the advanced biofuel is produced. So we'll look at a payment request. So again, just some identifying information in the first table. The second table, we're going to identify what the advanced biofuel being produced is. Again, that can be clipped out of one of the tables that follow this. The physical form, the amount of biofuel produced, unit of measure, and the related commodity that it's produced from. So again, these tables on page 3 are going to be key. The advanced biofuel is on the left, and the commodity that was used to produce it is in the right. So advanced biofuel produced with multiple commodities will look like something like this. And then the certification is on the page that follows. If you have multiple facilities, then the form is set up to provide attachments for each of the facilities. Again, if you have any questions, need any assistance with payment requests, please reach out to the state coordinators or to Tony and I, and we'll provide any assistance. Promised you some information on resources. On this slide, you'll see the government website, USDA website, as it specifically pertains to the program. This hyperlink will get you right in to the tools and information that's there. We've referred off and on to the state energy coordinators. You can get there a couple of ways. Here's the specific site for the USDA site. In the search bar, you can type energy coordinators and it'll bring you to a PDF list, or here's the hyperlink that will get you directly to the energy coordinator contacts. So the energy coordinators are the first line of communication. If there's any issues getting to them, then there's a slide with Tony and my contact information in it, and we'll be available to answer questions also. So that concludes today's presentation. Thank you much for participating, and we hope you have found this helpful. Thank you.